You're aging faster than you should, not because of genetics, not due to your lifestyle, but because two critical switches in your body have remained inactive. And here's the paradox. For thousands of years, Daoist monks in the mountains of Wudong applied pressure to these exact 2 points to slow the aging process, long before modern science had the tools to explain it. Then, 3 separate Nobel Prizes, Yoshinori Ohsumi in 2016, Elizabeth Blackburn in 2009, and Alexis Carrel in 1936, confirmed the biological mechanisms behind this practice. Today, you got to activate those same longevity switches within your own body. 3 minutes, 2 points, one integrated system that can begin to reverse biological aging from the inside out. You already notice the early signs of accelerated aging. Stiffness in your joints when you stand, fatigue that even strong coffee fails to overcome, slower recovery after stress, exercise, or long work days. You may also sense that your mind isn't as sharp, as if thoughts move through haze rather than clarity. These are not random discomforts. They are signals, indications that your cells are overloaded with waste, that inflammation is quietly increasing, and that your body is using its reserves faster than it can restore them. What you experience externally, reduced energy, slower recovery, diminished mental clarity, begins at a microscopic level. Your cells are not cleaning themselves efficiently. Your telomeres are shortening under ongoing stress. Your vagus nerve, the primary regulator of your anti-aging system, remains inactive when it should be engaged. And here's what's at risk if this pattern continues. Your biological age moves further away from your chronological age. Your immune system becomes disorganized. Your hormonal balance weakens. Your longevity pathways shut down. And the most concerning part is this. Most people are unaware these systems even exist, let alone how to activate them. For centuries, Daoist practitioners viewed aging as a system to manage, not a final outcome to accept. They believed the human body contained renewal gates, specific points that, when stimulated, awaken dormant regenerative capacity. Modern science now defines this capacity as autophagy, telomere preservation, and vagus nerve activation. In the next few minutes, you'll learn exactly how to activate 2 of the most powerful longevity pathways ever identified, using 2 Daoist pressure points supported by findings linked to 3 Nobel Prizes. You'll understand how the process works. You'll notice changes as you follow along. And you'll know how to use this 3-minute daily practice to begin reversing biological aging. Let's start with what's actually happening inside your cells. We'll begin with the science because once you understand why this works, it becomes easy to remember. Nobel Prize Discovery Number 1. Yoshinori Ohsumi, 2016. Autophagy. Autophagy is your body's internal cleanup system. It removes damaged proteins, malfunctioning mitochondria, and cellular waste, the same factors that speed up aging. When autophagy is active, cells repair and renew. When it slows down, aging accelerates. This is where it becomes important. Applying pressure to ST36, known as Zusanli, creates mild metabolic stress signals. These signals are strong enough to activate autophagy without requiring fasting or intense physical training. Studies show that stimulating ST36 increases AMPK activity, the same pathway triggered during longevity-focused fasting. In Daoist tradition, this point was called the leg of 3 miles, because practitioners believed pressing it provided enough energy to walk several more miles, even when tired. Modern science now explains the reason behind that belief. Nobel Prize Discovery Number 2. Elizabeth Blackburn, 2009. Telomeres. Elizabeth Blackburn discovered that ongoing stress shortens telomeres, the protective ends of chromosomes that influence how quickly we age. She also demonstrated that activating the vagus nerve lowers stress hormones and slows telomere shortening. This is the connection. Both ST36 and SP6 stimulate branches of the vagus nerve that help regulate stress, inflammation, and hormonal balance. This is not a theoretical concept. When a vagus nerve becomes active, cortisol levels drop, inflammation decreases, blood pressure lowers, and the biological damage caused by stress slows significantly. Nobel Prize discovery number 3. Autophagy, 1936. Vagus nerve function. Autophagy discovered that when the vagus nerve activates, it releases a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine. Acetylcholine has anti-inflammatory effects. It signals the body to stop releasing pro-aging cytokines. Research shows that stimulating ST36 and SP6 increases vagal activity so effectively that inflammatory markers can decrease within minutes. This means you're not simply relaxing. You're engaging the primary switch of your body's repair system. Centuries before microscopes existed, Daoists from Wudong Mountain identified these same pathways, not through laboratory science, but through physical sensation, meditation, and careful observation. They believed ST36 awakened Earth Chi, the deep source of strength located below the navel. SP6, they taught, opened the three yin rivers, balancing the systems responsible for vitality, hormones, and recovery. Monks applied these points before long journeys, extended meditation, and winter training to preserve physical strength, even in demanding conditions. To them, these are not just pressure points. They were access points, gateways into the body's renewal system. Today, we describe this system as autophagy, hormonal regulation, and vagal activation. Modern science has reached the same conclusion. And here is the key insight that reframes everything. ST36 activates cellular regeneration. SP6 reduces systemic inflammation. One clears the cells. The other stabilizes the system. Together, they create the optimal internal conditions for longevity. The question becomes, how do you activate these points the way Daoist practitioners did, and in a way that current research supports? Let me show you. We'll activate 2 points, one on each leg, in a total of 3 minutes. Point 1. ST36. Zusanli, the cellular regeneration switch. Sit in a comfortable position. Place your hand on your kneecap. Slide your fingers down along the outer edge of the shin until you feel a slight indentation about 4 finger widths below the knee. This sensitive, responsive area is ST36. You'll know you've found it because gentle pressure creates a deep, dull sensation, almost like a warm echo inside the leg. Take your thumb and press inward and slightly upward. Hold for 30 seconds. Breathe slowly. If you're doing this correctly, you'll notice spreading warmth, light tingling, and a sense of stability or grounding in the leg. This is your autonomic nervous system responding. Right now, you're activating your autophagy pathway, branches of the vagus nerve, and anti-inflammatory signaling. You are directly engaging the same cellular cleanup process identified by Yoshinori Osumi. Point 2. SP6, the systemic reset switch. Move to the inner side of your leg. Locate the highest point of your ankle bone. Place 4 fingers above it. Just beneath your top finger, slightly behind the bone, is SP6. This area is sensitive for most people. It connects to 3 major yin meridians, the liver, spleen, and kidney, which are involved in hormone regulation, recovery, and deep restoration. Press inward toward the bone. Hold for 30 seconds. Now breathe more deeply, directing the breath into the lower abdomen. You may notice a mild soreness, a sensation moving upward, or a calming wave through the torso. This is vagus nerve activation happening in real time. Right now, your body is releasing acetylcholine, autophagy's identified anti-inflammatory neurotransmitter, along with hormonal balancing signals and stress-buffering compounds that help protect telomeres. SP6 acts as the link between stress and recovery, bringing both systems together. Now activate ST36 on one leg and SP6 on the other, alternating pressure every 10 to 15 seconds. You'll feel the system align. Your breathing deepens without effort. Your shoulders relax. Your mind becomes steadier. This is the Wudong effect. 2 points opening the gates of Earth Chi and the 3 yin rivers at the same time. You're doing what monks practice to preserve vitality into older age and what modern Nobel-recognized science now supports. This is your longevity system switching back on. Within 24 hours, inflammatory markers begin to decline. Your vagus nerve becomes more responsive. You may notice deeper sleep or calmer breathing. Within 7 days, autophagy cycles strengthen. Morning stiffness reduces. Mental clarity improves as cellular waste is cleared. Stress recovery becomes faster and more efficient. Within 30 days, telomere damage begins to slow. Your biological age starts to separate from your chronological age. Hormonal balance becomes more stable. Energy feels steadier and more reliable throughout the day. Within 90 days, you establish a new internal baseline. Lower inflammation, stronger cellular renewal, and a more resilient nervous system. This is the groundwork for long-term longevity, not a short-term boost, but a measurable shift in how your body ages over time. You now hold access to two of the most powerful longevity switches ever identified. Not supplements, not costly treatments, just your own biology reactivated. ST36 cleans the cells. SP6 calms the system. Together, they reverse the internal conditions that speed up aging. If you're committing to this 3-minute daily practice, comment, "I activate the longevity switches." Tomorrow's lesson will go further. We'll explore how breath, pressure, and intention work together to amplify autophagy and vagus nerve activation at the same time. Until then, take 3 minutes today to turn these points back on. Because while your lifespan may be influenced by DNA, your biological age is shaped by your daily practices.